Good morning, folks. I'm going to talk here just a couple minutes about pressure reducer valve and hot water heater pop-off valve. If you got a lot of pressure coming into the house, that'll cause your pop-off valve on your water heater to blow off. So you need to adjust these pressure reducer valves to decrease the water pressure going into the house. Otherwise, you might have to put an expansion tank in to take care of the pressure from the water heater. But expansion tank really probably is not going to do any good, because it'll only work if you have a change in pressure. But if you have a constant pressure, that expansion tank will do its job, and then the pressure still won't have no place to go, so your pop-off valve will still pop off on your water heater. So anyway, this is a little video about the pressure reducer valves, which you're taking a look at right now, and the pop-off valve on your water heater. Let me run up and I'll take a quick look at that. This particular house here is down in Southwest Virginia, and it's in a little town, and they have water tanks up on the sides of mountains, and the water pressure coming into these houses is like 200 pounds per square inch, and that's much too much. So you got to use these pressure reducer valves to decrease that water pressure coming into these houses. Otherwise, you're going to have problems with your pop-off valves on your water heater. This is a picture of the pop-off valve on the water heater. And these things will pop off, and water will start shooting out of there if the pressure gets too high. Now, the pressure can get too high on that in that water tank for several reasons. One is that the water overheats and you get a lot of steam buildup, so you get a lot of pressure, like a steam engine. So that's going to cause that pop-off valve to go off. But another thing is, if you've got a tremendous amount of water pressure coming into the house, like from the town source or the county source, wherever you get your water from, then that'll also cause these pop-off valves to go off. So you need to adjust that incoming water pressure with a pressure reducer valve. You can use an expansion tank to take care of some of that pressure, but like I say, the expansion tank is going to cause, it's not going to solve the problem. If you've got too much pressure coming in, the expansion tank's going to do its job up to a certain point, and then this pop-off valve is still going to go off. So anyway, that's a little bit of information about pop-off valves, expansion tanks, and pressure reducer valves, or water pressure coming into your house. So this is a very important lesson. This pop-off valve went off in this house, and it cost me about $1,000 in water bills. And I was away from this house for a week and a half, something like that, before I discovered it. And the place had flooded and caused a lot of damage. Plus, I got that extremely high water bill. So what you really need to do, first thing you need to do when you plumb one of these old houses, is you need to adjust that pressure reducer valve where the water's coming into your house to make sure it's low enough so that you don't have problems with these pop-off valves. And also another thing is on your water heater, don't have your thermostat set too high on these things, because that water will boil and it'll cause these pressure reducer valves to go off. Or it'll cause the pop-off valves on the water heater to blow off, and then you'll have a flood. So that's some very, very important information on these things. I hope you folks enjoyed the video, and if you did, please subscribe. You get inside of these covers here to adjust your thermostats on your water heater. There's an upper thermostat and lower thermostat. This is a small water heater. It's not a big one, but you can adjust those thermostats so that your water's not too awfully high. So anyway, that's some important information about this, these pop-off valves and these on the water heaters. Pop-off valve, you can see it right there. And also about the pressure reducer valves and the pressure in the water tank and expansion tanks. So it's all kind of similar related, and if you think about it and you're careful, you can save yourself a lot of money and a lot of headache by when you first install plumbing in one of these old houses. Make sure you turn that pressure reducer valve, make sure you get that thing adjusted properly so you don't have too much pressure inside of your house. Otherwise you're going to have problems. Anyway, thanks a lot, and you folks have a nice day.